Hi guys, my name is Priyanka and I'm going to start a book reading session in which I'm going to read some excerpts or chapters of the books that I'm currently reading. There are three things that I really love in my life. One is reading books, another is tea, having nice tea and actually experimenting with different types of flavors of tea, and the third one is music. So these are the three things that keep me alive, you know, brings all the positivity and goodness in my life. So I am going to talk about these three things occasionally and interchangeably. So today I am going to read an excerpt from the book called Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. This is the book. So I am really loving this book. I've just completed the first chapter, and it talks about, you know, the conventions or the kind of information that we are fed from the very beginning in our lives, right? We grew up in a kind of space where there are already some information or kind of trends that are going on, that are constantly fed into our brain, and it creates its own reality in our mind without knowing the truth, and without digging in further we think that that is the truth. However, this book challenges that thought. It says that challenge the convention, think beyond what is already existing, and there is a high scope of uh, you know going beyond the convention and becoming something that is the highest or higher version of yourself. So we often hear this term like there is a highest version or higher version of each one of us that is already there, and our purpose in life is somewhat of attaining that highest version of ourselves. But what is that highest version is that the future self, right? Because the future self is already so much groomed and so much evolved from what we are right now. That is what we are aiming for, in a nutshell, in a very simple term. And the future self already knows that the kind of things that we feel frustrated about or feel worried about are really silly things, right? uh, but this journey of attaining it is called life. So that is the kind of higher perspective that I am talking about regarding this book. We would gradually move on to different chapters where Dr. Dispenza tells us about how to attain this, and there is a this timeline, or what we call past, present and future, are all in a similar line that is existing. Now the question arises, are we able to touch both the past and the future self, is something that also kind of triggers a lot of questions in my mind. I am still not clear about this concept, but what this first chapter spoke to me is about the kind of diseases that is tormenting all the lives nowadays, that we can conquer all these diseases, all these illnesses that are there. I mean, critical to critical, the terminal diseases in our health, just by shifting our thoughts. Okay, that is what the first chapter is about, and it is told through a story of a lady called Anna, who started facing all the kind of consequences in her life after her husband commits suicide without even telling her or their two kids what was the reason that he uh, that made him to take such an extreme step. And after that incident in her life, Anna kind of struggles with a lot of things, starts struggling with a lot of things. It was difficult for her to strike a balance between her personal life, professional life, the financial challenges that suddenly uh, had come up in her life. So it was really difficult, and what happened as a result is like she went into depression, and initially it was a severe form of depression. So rather than solving her own problems, she the depression took hold of her and made the situation even more worse. And gradually it just did not stop with depression. It started reflecting on her various organs and other areas of her health. She started facing, ulcerations in different areas in her mouth, in her various organs, and finally she was detected with cancer. And this was the time when she realized that it was the highest, like the peak of her sufferings, that point when she started realizing, no, I need to take control of all this situation. I just can't give in to these sufferings. I just can't give in to these diseases, because once she got detected with cancer, obviously her physicians told her that she had to undergo chemotherapy, and for which it was just not a health issue, it was also a additional financial burden. So considering all these facts, what she started doing is she somehow came across these meditation practices that by Joe Dispenza. She heard of it, she started practicing, and there was really some positive changes that she started observing in her life. Now fast forward some of the chapters. I'm on chapter 13, where which says that Anna grabs a hold of possibility. So I am going to read this out loud to you, because I feel this chapter is really nice, it's beautiful, and people should get to hear this chapter out. So if you're someone stuck with any kind of challenges or any kind of problem, fear, worry, anxiety in your life, just hit a pause and think that what you are thinking or what people are telling you about the situation is just not all. You really can take control of your situation, and there is an end to your suffering. So I'm going to read out this chapter. Anna grabs a hold of possibility. In May 2012, Anna attended one of my 4-day progressive workshops held in upstate New York. On the third day, during the last of 4 meditations, she completely surrendered and finally let go. For the first times since she had started meditating, she found herself floating in an infinite black space, aware that she was aware of herself. She had moved beyond the memory of who she was and became pure consciousness, totally free of her body, of her association to the material world, and of linear time. She felt so free that she no longer cared about her health conditions. She felt so unlimited that she could not identify with her present identity. She felt so elevated that she was no longer connected to her past. Now, the next paragraph or passage that I'm going to read out is very important. Listen to it very carefully. In this state, Anna had no problems. She left her pain behind, and she was truly free for the first time. She was not her name, her gender, her disease, her culture, or her profession. She was beyond space and time. She had connected to a field of information called the quantum field, where all possibilities exist. Suddenly, she saw herself in a brand new feature, standing on a huge stage, holding a microphone, and talking to a crowd as she told them the entire story of her healing. She was not imagining or visualizing this scene. It was as if she got a download of information, a glimpse of herself as a totally different woman in a new reality. Her inner world appeared much more real to her than her outer world, and she was having a full-on sensory experience without using her senses. The moment Anna experienced this new life in the meditation, a burst of joy and light came into her body, and she felt relief on a deep, visceral level. She knew she was something or someone greater, much grander than her physical body. In this state of intense joy, she felt such delight and such immense gratitude that she burst into laughter. And at that moment, Anna knew she was going to be okay. From then on, she developed so much trust, joy, love, and gratitude that her meditations became easier and easier, and she began to go much deeper. As Anna moved out of her past, she felt this new energy opening her heart farther and farther. Instead of seeing her meditations as something she had to do every day, she started looking forward to them. It became her way of life. Doing the work became her habit. Her energy and vitality returned. She stopped taking antidepressants. Her thought patterns completely changed and her feelings were different. She felt like she was in a new state of being, so her actions changed drastically. Anna's health and life improved tremendously that year. So I'm going to stop at this point. There are a few more passages of this particular section, but we can read about it later, or I can have a really nice session next time. But now that I pause and talk about the story of Anna, I really want to know what are your thoughts about what I just read out. Do you really can relate to this story, or do you really find this information useful? I'm telling you, there is a long way to go, and there are many chapters that I am yet to complete. I still have many questions about the kind of experiences that Dr. Joe Dispenza have shared about in this book. Uh, but I have a feeling that I'm going to get clarifications to all those questions. Uh, that's about it. Let me know what are your thoughts, and also about your thoughts about this session, that reading session that I have started. Thank you. Take care.